All right, Bill Gates and the president of General Motors were having lunch. Gates boasted, he bragged about the innovations his company has made. If GM had kept up the technology the way Microsoft has, we'd all be driving $25 cars and get 1,000 miles per gallon. I suppose you're right, said the GM exec. But do you really want to crash your car a couple times a day?
Yeah.
Okay. The
Hey,
thing I'd like to do, the thing I'd like to do today is I have a whole bunch of tips and tricks. We'll talk about Apple Books and we'll talk about Apple Music. So I want to start out with some information. First of all, I want to bring up Word here. Apple made an announcement. Couple of things. iOS 17 is now available to everybody. They didn't make an announcement on that, but they did make an announcement on some new iPhones, and I just want to show you some of that particular announcement. I'm going to share my screen. Everybody see that screen? Does it look clear to everybody?
Not yet.
Don't see it. Yeah.
You don't see it yet? Oh,
No.
not yet.
Nope.
We just see each other.
How about now?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
It looks clear also.
Okay, thank you. Apple announced their iPhone and iPhone 15 Plus. They also, and I'm not going to talk about those yet. I'll talk about them a little bit. They also announced the 15 Pro and Pro Plus or something like that, Pro Max. Okay. The iPhone 15 and 15 Plus is very similar to the iPhone 14 Plus or 14 Pro, except it doesn't have three cameras built in. You can pre-order it on the 15th and then get it on the 22nd, which means you can get it today, yesterday. All right.
Is there something else I can help with?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And information that you can use
price wise, right? It has a 48 megapixel camera, dynamic island. I'll talk a little bit about that, and an improved A16 chip. They're priced the same as last year's model. Customers in the U.S. can get almost $650 off when they trade in their iPhone 11 or later models. Right, here's the prices. $799 for the base 128 gigabyte, up to $1099 for 512 gigabytes. That's for the base model, and the Plus, which is a little larger, prices go up about $100. Some of the features, they have something called a dynamic island. Instead of the traditional notch at the top, they have a little space at the top that they call the dynamic island. Now you have that on your phone right now. It's a blank area up there, but this one's dynamic. It changes sizes and has a lot of different features showing up in it. It has the new microprocessor chip. They changed the port. It's no longer a lightning port. It's the USB-C, which is the smaller, some people call it the USB mini port. Comes in light pink, yellow, blue, green, and black. 48 megapixel camera is the main camera. That's 48 million little dots it collects. Now that's not the amount of space the picture takes unless you're saving it in what's called RAW form. Most of us get it in JPEG or Apple's proprietary format, which reduces that total number of pixels or little dots to somewhere around 2 or 3 million. It's an all-day battery life. It does have emergency SOS and roadside assistance via satellite, not just by Wi-Fi or cell phone towers, but by satellite. It's a more precise Find My, so it gets your phone within a few feet. It's capable of MagSafe. That's just able to lay it on one of the chargers without having to plug it in. They bragged a lot about the recycled materials they're using in their new devices. It has 100% recycled cobalt and copper foil. It has a new 2x telephoto zoom option. I looked this up and I forgot. Live activities. What that is they show you on the dynamic island some features that are going on in the background. So if you're getting a message, it shows up on the dynamic island that you're getting a message. The 2000 nitties is the brightness when you're in the sunlight, for example, how bright the screen can get. So it's getting brighter, has a better display, and really cool when it automatically takes a portrait without switching to it if the phone detects you're trying to take a picture of a person. And another nice feature of it is once you've taken the portrait, you can go in and edit the portrait so you can get some of those cool backgrounds that you've seen me use in the past. Okay. So that's the main features. Here's a little write-up. The iPhone 15, 15 Pro, Plus, Pro, and Pro Max. The different base prices, the sizes of the units. You'll notice that the 15 and the Pro have a different processor. The Pro has one more camera. The enclosed material is aluminum versus titanium. Battery life is a little less on the Pros. You can get up to 1 TB on the Pros if you need it. And I'm not sure what Pro RES means, but it's a 4K 60 on the Pro. All right. So that's a little rundown on the iPhone 15. Let me go back here to many of us, another tip, you can't find an application, right? So you're looking for an application and you can't find it. And I said, well, you can go, there's a couple ways to do it. You can search through the icons you have on your desktop or your home screen. You can go to the app library, but they've added a nice feature is you can go to Siri and just ask Siri. And so see the app here called 4 Pics 1 Word. If I could not find that, I would just go to Siri and get Siri to come up here. Oh, come on. Open 4 Pics 1 Word, please. And there's my app. So you can do that with any of your apps. Just say open
Oh.
Oh, that's a cool one, right?
Yeah.
Also, you see where it says tips there? Now, these are all features of iOS 17. So if you haven't loaded that yet, that feature may not work.
Oh, okay.
And I have an app called Tips. All of us have that app. We just may not have it on our device. You may not be able to
Right.
find it. Well, you can say, Siri, open Tips. And there's the Tips app. Okay. Now, if you have not used the Tips app, right, it's a great little feature to improve your knowledge of the iPhone or iPad at any point in time. And one of the nice things about it, see where it says iPad User's Guide there at the bottom? And on the phone, it says iPhone User's Guide. If you tap that, you won't need to come to any of my classes anymore.
Yeah.
But there's a table of contents and a whole bunch of things.
Smart controls here.
So go ahead and everybody try to open Tips if you can.
Hey, Siri. Open Tips.
Hmm?
Open Tips.
Hey Siri, open Tips.
Okay, I don't.
You can search for it in the App Store.
Now that only works, the Siri open app. It does work in some cases, but it works in all cases
Tips.
with iOS 17. And remember, if you can't find it, you go back
Tips.
to the app library and type in Tips at the top. Okay. On the iPad, it comes up looking like this. You see in the screen, and you have the little icon up here in the right. If you tap that little icon, it gives you really a almost like a overall table of contents about what's going on there. What's new in iPad, iOS 17, practice key gestures, navigate your iPad. So I'll tap navigate your iPad just to see what that does. Great, go straight to the home, right? Switch between apps. Open the control center. So it gives you a whole bunch of different things you can navigate. Take a screenshot when it shows you how to do that. Everybody try that because it's a really, really helpful little tool.
Does Tips come with all of them, or did we download them? I've had it for years, so
Yeah, it's been there for years, yes. And then they come out with a new one often, and especially when they have a new operating system.
yeah.
They come
This
out
one's
with
got
new
a
tips.
new format. This new format's easier to read.
Yes, okay. Hopefully it gets better, Bill, right?
Yeah.
Wow, there's a lot of stuff.
it's amazing how much, somebody said it's a lot of stuff. It's amazing
Yeah.
how much stuff is in there, isn't it? Just
It
unbelievable.
is. Mm-hmm.
All right. Somebody sent me a question during the week and asked me about, oh, I'm out of space. I'm out of space on my device.
Mm.
There's two places you can be out of space, one on your device and one in the cloud. So let's talk about the cloud first, and then we'll talk about the space on your phone and how you can save some space on your phone or iPad. Okay. If we want to look at the cloud and see how we're doing with space up there, we go to settings on either device. So I'm going to settings on both devices. And we tap our name in the top of the iPhone settings. And on the right panel, we type our name at the top of that panel. And it says iCloud in that list. And you'll see it says iCloud 50 gigabytes for me. That's how much space I have up there. And it costs me 99 cents a month to have that space. So if I look at it, it gives me a little bar chart of how I'm utilizing that space and how much of the total amount I'm using. If that's near the top, they're going to want you to buy additional space. And the way you buy additional space, it says manage account storage. So I'll tap manage account storage, right? And it says change storage plan for me. And that's what it would have for you. So you tap that. And it says that's the plan I have right now is 99 cents a month. I could downgrade it and lose some data because I take more than, I think they give you 5 gigabytes to start with, 5 or 10.
Mhm.
And that's it.
Five.
If you're about out of space, like let's say I was out of the 50 gig, I had 49 gigabytes used, I would go to the 200 gigabytes plan and I just tap that and then tap buy.
Bill, on
Yep.
my storage, I have a huge line for photos and a very thin line for backup. Should
Correct.
my line backup be thin or should it be bigger? I mean,
The backup depends on how many apps you have and how you're using those apps.
okay.
In fact, it says right there how much space backups is being used. On mine, I have 14 gigabytes for photos and 8 gigabytes basically for backup.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
And I believe that's where Apple puts stuff. Okay, so you don't want to mess with that one too much if you want to have a clean backup.
No.
You notice I have notes there. If I tap on notes, it says that's how much space I'm using in notes. That's not for the app. That's for the data associated with the app. All right, so far so good. So I'm going to go back to setting. I'm going to go down to general. So I'm back on settings on my iPhone. And I'm going to scroll down to general. Here's where it says iPhone storage. Okay. This is the critical one. You got to make sure you have enough of that. All right, so go ahead and tap iPhone storage. And so you'll see there that I have 92 gigabytes used of 128. The majority is taken up by applications and music.
Oh.
Bill, here I am
Mhm.
again. I have both listed mail and Gmail. I thought I only had Gmail, so why do I have two mails? Why do I have a mail with the envelope listed and
Hold
then
on.
a Gmail
Where are
listed?
where are you looking?
I'm looking, okay, I'm looking at what's below that page, the iPhone. It says oh, I see what my problem is. Recommendations. I'm looking in recommendations, so
Bill, what does it mean when it says media?
Where are you looking? It says media.
Well, where you told us to go in the iPhone storage, I have apps, and then it says media, and it says iOS, and then photos. But I don't know what the media means. I have a lot in media.
News, I don't know.
Do you have videos loaded
Yes,
on?
yes. You know, videos of my grandchildren. I don't buy videos. You know, videos I think.
Movies? You have movies you watch?
Nope, not on my phone. I from Facebook. Sometimes I watch short documentaries that are showing me stuff. Could that be very short?
If you
Could that?
only if you downloaded them. Only again,
How,
you're on phone. You're on iPhone storage. Is that where you are?
yes, and since I don't know what this media is, I might as well get rid of it. So how would I do
No,
that?
no, don't be careful. Don't get rid of things.
But you don't know.
When you say media, you're scrolling down and you found media down here.
See, I don't have that.
I did what you said. In general, I hit iPhone storage, and it came up apps like you have in red, and then the next I see yours is maybe you have the next one says media, and it's orange, and then it says iOS yellow, and then photos. I have a lot of stuff on here, and I don't really use my phone that much.
I just checked it. In media, it includes music. It includes music, videos, podcasts, ringtones, and artwork.
So does that include anything that I would save, like save a picture of Monet or something like that from a museum? Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
If you save it to your photos, it's going to be in the photos section. But if
Okay.
you just saved it to your phone, it could be in the it's more likely not photos or pictures. But if you got a video that somebody sent you and you saved it, like you got a video of the grandchildren or something and saved it, or
Mhm.
if you have podcasts and you do it, or if you have music and you're saving music to your device.
So the music is on my Pandora. Is that part of my Pandora? I have a
No,
lot of music on
No,
Pandora. No.
it would be straight music where you download a song and keep it on your device.
No, I've never done that because I do it through Pandora. Very interesting. I'll have to figure out this mystery, what all this is. Very interesting.
you'll notice on my iPhone, it gives me some automatic ways to save space.
Mhm.
It says offload unused apps. I can save 20 gigabytes just by offloading the apps that I use very infrequently. And you can always reload them again if you want them.
Bill,
How did
I
you
can
get
review I
recommendations?
can review the TV downloads, and it would save me 1 gig. But then I scroll down here, it says music's taking 16 gigabytes. Synced contact with my iPad is taking 2.26 gigabytes, et cetera, et cetera. If you go down through there and you say, I need to save some space and I don't use iMovie, I could tap that and I can either offload the app. This will free up the storage used by the app, but keep the movies that you downloaded. If you delete the app, it will delete both the movies you've downloaded and the app itself.
Okay, so I'll just offload.
Okay.
Where are you finding this list of things like
If you
iMovie?
you may not have iMovie, but these are I'm in
I do.
iPhone storage, and I just scroll down there and it gives me a list of all the apps I have. I'll show
Mhm.
all the apps I have and how much space each one of them is consuming.
It's taking, yeah.
So
Bill, have you upgraded to 17?
Say again, please.
Did you upgrade to 17?
Yes, I
I
did.
think the difference here is I'm still at 16 and I have media, but you actually have a listing for music. And I have music
Okay.
on my phone, but it's just rolled into the media.
Okay.
where is the offload unused apps? Oh, wait a minute, under
You have
recommendations.
to tap on one of the apps. Oh, on my iPhone, it says offload unused apps.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't have that, you must use all the apps that you have loaded.
Which I don't. Okay, that's pretty good.
Sorry, could you say that again?
The next way to save some space, and many of you may have done this already, is with your photos. And I'm not suggesting we delete photos. I'm suggesting we save. I'll show you. If I go down here to the Photos application within Settings, so I'm still in Settings, and I go down to Photos. And there's two settings there. One, optimize iPhone storage, and one is download and keep originals. Okay. I have both of mine set on optimize iPhone storage.
All
The
right.
effect of this is that each photo, originally when you take the picture, and IBM and Apple condenses it to about 2 million bytes, somewhere plus or minus, depending on the picture. And that's how much space the original takes.
Could you try?
That's how much the original takes. If you switch to optimize iPhone storage, back up a minute. When you take that picture, it also sends it to the iCloud. So that 2 million bytes is in the iCloud as well as on your iPhone or iPad. When you switch to optimized storage, it reduces the number of pixels on each picture to about 20%. So instead of 2 million bytes, it takes maybe 2 to 4 thousand, 200 to 400,000 bytes.
Can you
So it
tell, start
reduces
all
the
over?
amount of space the pictures take by 80%. Saves a lot of space on your device.
How did
Now,
you get
what's
to
the
the
problem?
photo?
Go ahead, go. You have a question?
How do you get there where you are on photos in general? Is it general?
Settings. No, you go back to settings
Uh-huh.
and then to photos.
That's what I couldn't find, the photos.
You have to keep scrolling.
It's under
Okay.
music, TV, and there's photos.
Got it, thank you.
Mhm.
So you wanna optimize? Because I was trying to
Hold
find it.
on, don't do it yet. When you say download and keep, when you want to optimize, it reduces it by 80%. So your picture is not as good. They call it a thumbnail. And on my iPad, I'll show you what it looks like. If you have your thumbnail, and I go to my library, and I go to recents, these are thumbnails. Those are all thumbnails.
Yeah, a little.
Okay? And now's where it gets a little interesting. I'm on the internet with both devices. If I tap any one of those pictures, it will blow it up to the size of the screen. And for a very short time, it will look fuzzy and then it will clear up. That's because it goes to it shows you the thumbnail full screen and there's not enough pixels, so it looks granular. And it instantly goes to the cloud and gets the full image. Make sense?
Yeah.
So most of the time you can't even see when it does that. So I'll go back here to a picture I don't use much. Let's see. This one. That's a video. Let me do this one, and I don't think you'll even be able to see it get fuzzy and then clear. Let's go to this one. All right. So you didn't even see that it got fuzzy and then clear because it got it so quickly. If I were not on the internet, either cellular or Wi-Fi wise, it would look fuzzy the whole time. So in order to save space, I have changed my settings. Where's settings? I have made them both optimized, and I saved quite a bit of space by doing that. If you're taking live photos, it takes a lot of space for a live photo.
Oh, yeah.
How do you make the live photos into a regular photo?
We talked about that when we talked about photos. I don't want to go there right now.
Okay,
But yeah, there's a way to do that.
all right. I'll look it up. Thank you.
Clear browser cache and data. So in Safari, it's always saving information. So if I go to Safari on my iPhone and my iPad, I'm sorry, I go to settings and Safari. So I'm in settings, says settings at the top. And I scroll down to Safari. And I scroll in the Safari menu down to where it says clear history and website data. So you should do that occasionally and get rid of all tabs. Okay.
How do you clear the data?
Right there where it says clear history and website data in Safari.
I can't find it either.
It's
Neither
right
can
there.
I.
It's down far enough.
Bill,
Can
how
you see it
often do
on?
you suggest?
We just did that
do-
last week.
Yeah, we did. We may have. But you should do it frequently because you want to clear your tabs,
I
especially
mean,
many
like,
of you have
like
200
week,
tabs or so.
like weekly or monthly or daily? What is your suggestion?
Weekly would be fine.
Yeah, so,
It's asking if you want to close caps or keep tabs. I should say, keep tabs
You
or.
want to close, you want to close them.
How do I know that it's clearing the data?
we have to trust them.
When I tap it, it says close all tabs, clear history, and I want to close all tabs. So they changed it slightly in iOS 17.
I'll do that, I can do it.
So I want to clear all history and all right. Now, do you need to do this? Well, not necessarily. If you're not short of space, you don't have to do some of this. But if you're short on space, this is where you can get it back. Because you can't add more memory to your iPhone.
Right.
All right. Let's switch gears now and go look at, we're going to talk about books, right?
Wow.
Primarily, we'll talk about the Books app, this one. My son does read books on his iPhone. um, I don't. If you go to the orange, the icon there called Books is Apple's application. Okay. So I have some books on my iPhone here, some on my iPad. If I tap library, that shows me the books that I have on my device or have had on my device. If they have a cloud on them, they're in the cloud and I could download them.
What happened here?
Now, if you want to get a book, right, you go to something called the bookstore. On the iPad, it's in the left-hand panel. If you don't have the left-hand panel, tap the little box there at the top and you tap on bookstore. Okay. And you can do a search. Okay. And I would tap in the name of the book that you want.
When you order a book, is it yours forever or for a time period?
It's yours forever.
Can you share it with somebody on their iPhone or iPad?
I don't know.
Bill, I just did something where my screen went almost dark. What did I do and how can I undo it?
If you go to the control center up on the right side, you get the control center. There's a brightness indicator there. When I'm going up and down on, you can make the screen brighter again.
Thank you, thank you. Mm.
All right.
Yes,
You can
yes.
do a search for a title, author, or more.
Mhm.
So if I was looking for iPad, okay, iPad user's guide, right?
Are
If it
these
says
just,
read, I have it on my device. If it has a cloud on it, I can download it.
are there any audios on here or do you have to read the book or can you listen?
See where it says audio bookstore?
Mm,
My iPad.
oh, yes, yes, thank you.
Okay. And on the iPhone, it says audiobooks at the bottom. Okay.
Do people actually read on their phone?
Yeah, as I said, my son does.
Oh, okay. Hmm. And he doesn't need a magnifying glass. Wow.
Turns a lot. He turns, the font's a good size, so he turns the page a lot.
Mm.
All right. So that's the way you get a book, right?
And how do you pay for it? If you buy it, is it automatically set up for you?
If
Do you
you
just,
if you buy it, they'll charge you for it.
Don't
It'll
worry.
compensate it'll use the credit card you have registered with Apple. If you don't have one at that time, they'll ask you to put one in. Right? So when they say get, they're free. When they say a price on them, they're that price.
they have free ones?
Yeah, all those iPad ones there, I was down there a minute ago. When
What
they
they
say get,
do, what I've noticed is they let you have one free, like with an author, and then the next one they charge you for.
okay.
I don't
Well,
see where free is.
that's not a bad plan if you like the author.
Right, right. At least you get to find out if you like them.
That's right.
Where's
Okay.
the, how do you find the free? I don't see it on this at all.
How do you find what?
Free.
When they say it says get, see that one there, it says iPad Touch User's Guide 10.3, it says get. That one's free.
I have a suggestion. That is read code red. I understand it's wonderful.
Okay, so if I go back here and I type in code red, whoops, what happened? What happened here? It's $14.99. Right? And if I tap it, I don't want to do that. But you can tap it and you'll be able to get it.
You just tap the book, it'll tell you about it, but
Right.
then it'll say
Let me
bye.
do that. Oops. And you can even get a sample of it here.
Mhm. Vince Flynn now.
Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Oh.
How did you get a sample, Bill?
I just get the cover. I don't get the actual book. All right. Let's
You have
I
to
want to go
tap
to an
it,
actual book. I
Bill. You
want to
have
go
to
to an act
tap it again. Tap it again. Open it.
tap it
Just tap it.
like that.
Yeah, just I don't know. I just tap mine, the book I've got, Kingmaker's Daughter, and I open up.
Yeah, I will. Let me get a book that I have.
Yeah, get maybe that new book they won't let you do it or something.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, you scroll up here. There it is.
Oh,
I have
okay.
the scroll. I have the scroll set the wrong way. Okay.
It's kind of cool though, yeah.
Trying to get out of it here. Hold on.
Mhm.
Really? Mhm.
Where are you going?
I'm starting over. How do I get out of
That's how I want to know.
how do I get out of the sample here?
Next to sample.
There it is. Okay. Let me pull up. I want to give you an
Mine
example
won't do
here.
it though.
By the way, everybody should try to download one of the books. If you don't have one, try iOS 16.5.
Mhm.
So I'm going to open my iPhone 16.5 book. Okay. And trying to get back to oh, there it is. Oh, I should have looked at this before I taught it. I'm trying to get to the table of contents.
Just keep scrolling up,
No, I shouldn't have to do that.
When you click toward the bottom, you've got a little symbol in the bottom right. Click on that.
Oh, okay.
There we go. Thank you, Bill. So there's the introduction, right? Hey, Bill, how do you get it so it's out of scroll mode, or is that in the book settings? Themes and settings. There it is. All right, let me cover a couple of things here. I'm looking at the book. I hit the little symbol in the lower right-hand corner,
Mhm.
and it says contents. So I tap that, and it takes me to the table of contents.
This terrible night is coming to an end.
And I hit.
Bring it into focus. To search the driver's seat for the reassure.
Somebody hit talk, huh?
We better.
Come on. Okay. If you look at my iPad screen right now, it says Introduction to the iPhone and Basics, right? If I tap the screen, I get that little icon that shows up at the bottom, and I can change some of the settings. It says Themes and Settings, Search Book, Bookmarks and Highlights. See all those?
Mhm.
I'm going to tap Themes and Settings. Now here's where I can change the size of the text and make it smaller or larger. Automatically changes the number of pages. All I'm doing is tapping the smaller or larger A.
Mhm.
You can switch to dark mode, which is better for your eyes, by hitting the moon.
Where do you get the dark?
You can change the text. You can tap customize and change to other fonts, make it bold. And I made it so I could turn the pages.
Mhm.
I like this mode. You can almost hear the page crinkling.
Yeah.
Right? I did that by going to settings
Mhm.
and tapping the little icon, this little icon, from scroll mode to page mode.
Well,
Okay?
mhm.
Now, a couple of nice features that you should know. Let's go in a couple of pages. Let's say I wanted to bookmark this particular page so I could get back to it. You see where it says bookmarks and highlight when you touch that little icon, lower right-hand side,
Mhm.
and you just, I want to bookmark this guy. Whoop, I want to bookmark it, not look at my bookmarks. Ah,
Down at the bottom right, you had that little ribbon.
yeah, yep.
Is that
Thank
a new
you.
bookmark?
Yeah. Okay. You see the little ribbon down there at the bottom? Thanks, Bill. If you tap that, now it remembers this per page. So if you tap the little thing there and you go to bookmarks, it gives you that particular page. You say introduction. Today I have page 12. Or I can go to a bookmark I
Here's
set
what I
up a long
found.
time ago. Like the one I set up on May 27th, 2023
Yeah, yeah.
at page 466, and it takes me directly to that.
All right.
If you had something you wanted to send to somebody on a particular page, you could do that.
There are two
You can
words
put,
pronounced like that. P-A-R-I-T-Y-N. P-A-R-Y.
you can touch the screen and highlight a particular section of the text.
To who?
Yes. So if I go ahead a couple of pages here. And I want to highlight this. I touch the screen and highlight the text. I could copy it. I could tap share and airdrop it to somebody or mail it to somebody.
Bill, do you use AirDrop when you're close to somebody and mail if you're not?
Correct. Mail or message if you're not.
Mhm. What page are you on?
Okay. Any question about books? Now I have here, I'm going to get out of books. If I can. There we go. Boy,
Apple is very slow in updating, by the way. I have
yeah,
two updates.
yeah, there must be 10,000 people trying to update. I
Yeah.
am trying to get out of this particular app and I can't. Yeah, my screen's locked up there.
Right.
There we go. There are also other apps you can use. Anybody use the library apps out there?
Yep.
Yes.
And what's the one you're using?
I use Hoopla.
Hoopla? No, there's
I
Hoopla.
used to also use Libby, but
Yeah.
Hoopla's the newer one.
Okay.
And who was the
There's
one that my
Hoopla,
band?
Libby, Cloud Library,
Mhm.
or a bunch of, they all work a very similar way. And if I do Cloud Library here,
I don't use them.
yeah, no with that. So I would select, this is the library system, select the county, state, and library. Okay. You can simulate being a Nook or a Kindle. So if you have accounts with either of those, you can use your iPad and view the books that are on those particular devices. Thanks for your help on that books app, everybody. Any questions about books? There are two apps associated with music. If we switch the gears now to music, one's called the iTunes Store, and the other one is music. The iTunes Store looks like this, and the music app looks like this. The kinds of music you have on your device depends on whether or not you choose to subscribe to particular music applications. There are a bunch of streaming services other than Apple, and I'll show you some of them. So let me just go there for a minute. Okay. There's Pandora, there's Shazam, there's Amazon Music. So there's a lot of different sources for your music. For example, Pandora, you can say, I want to listen to Anya, and it'll play a song from Anya, and then a bunch of other songs from the same genre as Anya is on. Or I want to listen to ABBA, and then you will get ABBA and other songs from that genre. If you're not paying a subscription fee.
Mm.
All right. Switching down back to Apple Music. I downloaded a bunch of songs by putting iTunes on my computer,
Yeah.
hooking my computer to my iPad, and then downloading the songs that I wanted to have on my iPhone or my iPad.
Oh.
Those are songs that I have purchased and or I got off of CDs back when we had CD players on our computers.
Mm.
So I've got a lot of songs, for example, on my iPhone.
I don't.
All right. If you want a new song, and we'll talk about that. Do we want to talk about that first? Or just we'll see how you play songs that are on your device already. And if you want additional songs, you either subscribe to Apple's program, and you can have unlimited resource of songs. Or you download them, you pay for them and download them. So we'll look first of all at the songs that I have on my device. You'll notice on my iPhone and my iPad, the left-hand panel on my iPad shows the table of contents, if you will. And if I look down here, it says my library. And if I look at it by artists, here's the different artists I have. I can look at it by album names, by individual songs, within albums. I can look at it by genre. So if I want new age, and download it. You with me so far? So if I want a particular song from a particular artist, let's say for purposes of ease, I'm just going to say I want an artist. I'm sorry. I go to artists here, and I want ABBA. And there's an album I have from ABBA. I tap the album, right? And I can play it. Did you hear that?
Okay.
You did? Okay, so here's all the songs I have from ABBA, right? And if I go back, I can go down here and get the Beach Boys, greatest hits. You'll notice at the bottom, it says, wouldn't it be nice from the Beach Boys? I can play it by hitting the arrow. The double arrows goes to the next song. And if I have it looping, that's what this is. So we'll continue to play the album through all the songs and then start over again. If I have the arrows crossed like that, it won't play them in order, it will play them mixed. In other words, it'll mix the order in which they're being played. So if I just tap the arrow,
Let's go surfing now.
all right?
I like that one.
Now I'm not set up to be able to show you how to get songs from your computer to your iPad. The steps involve, you can Google it and say, how do I transfer music from my iPad, from my computer to my iPad? And they involve putting iTunes on your computer, whether it's an Apple or a PC. And you attach, I do it by attaching the cable that came with your iPad to the computer and then working on it from there.
Oh, okay.
If you wanted additional music from the iTunes store, I would go back and go to the iTunes store. Then I would do a search for, let's see, John Denver. All right. So I just searched for John Denver, and it shows me all the songs down here, a bunch of songs from his various albums, singles, for $1.29. So if I wanted one of these songs for $1.29, let's say this one, and I don't know if I have it or not. So let me go to this one, Love Again. I tap $1.29, and it says push the button if I want to purchase it. I just go double tap the button. It says it's my face. I tap purchase. Ooh, and it wants me to put in my password.
Yeah.
Got to remember what it was. Okay, put in the password and bingo. It's downloading that song. If I would have preferred an album, I would tap on one of the albums. And I would get all my memories from John Denver and what it must be of, oh my God, 19 songs for $39. Woo.
What happened?
Okay. If I want his greatest hits, I get 11 songs for $9.99. Questions about music? Anybody? No questions? Oh my goodness.
Not a
Ann's got her
question,
hand up.
Bill. Not a question, Bill, but a statement. I use Amazon Music and I really, really like it.
And you have Amazon Prime? Is that what you have?
Yes, I have Amazon Prime. Now, there are two choices. One is Amazon is unlimited, Amazon Music Unlimited, which is $11.99, but Amazon Music is free for Prime members.
Okay. And what's the difference between the two?
Well, there's a broader selection, but to be honest, I can get anything I want on Amazon Music. So I
You
think
mean Amazon
I think it's a
Prime?
waste of money. I beg your pardon.
You mean just Amazon Prime if I put in my Amazon email or phone number?
You should, and be sure you don't look for a little click that you can take that will transfer you to Amazon Music, because I did that once and I took me a while to get it unraveled.
Okay.
If you have any problems, call me. I have a number you can use. There you go.
iHeartRadio works, Pandora works, right? There's Pandora. And I typed in Anya there. It's called Create a Station. All right. So if I wanted to create a station, I do a search for oops. John Denver Radio, right? And I just start playing, and
well, life on the farm is kind of laid back. Ain't much an old country boy like me can.
But you'll notice they aren't all John
darkness, my
Denver.
old friend.
You get Simon and Garfunkel mixed in there.
Right. That's what they do with all
And
these.
so that's what happens when you pick a genre like John Denver, country music, and I didn't realize he was in the same genre as Simon and Garfunkel, but I guess so.
When
Again, you
click-
don't have the choice of just listening to John Denver without a subscription.
That's the difference.
Bill,
That's the difference. Yes.
and you clicked on John Denver radio, and you could have clicked on just plain John Denver. What's the difference?
I don't know. Play this song, watch an ad, no thanks. There you go. Watch a short ad to play any song, album, or playlist for a limited time. So they added a different feature for, right? Let's see what happens. I'll play a short ad.
You can listen to Pandora anywhere from any device. On a train or carpool lane, from the road, or in your home. With your pet, on your tablet, by the fire on your phone. Listen nonstop on your laptop and on the dance floor while the beat drops. From your smart TV or camping in your RV. Try saying that 3 times fast. We'll wait. Start enjoying everything you love from anywhere on Pandora.
So many losing hope in those dreams.
That doesn't even sound like Denver, does it? But it shows me I could get Celine. Let's see what happens when I try Celine.
Wise man.
So you don't necessarily get what you want.
No.
You can use something called radio app where you can actually tune in
98.3 FM. Station currently unavailable.
Right.
97.9 FM. Station currently unavailable. 97.7 FM. 97.5 FM. Station currently unavailable.
What's the one that's near us? 97 point something.
97.3 FM.
You'll know real when you get it. It'll say eBay Authenticity Guarantee, and you'll feel it. When you get authentic handbags, watches, sneakers, streetwear, and jewelry from eBay, it says all out.
A couple of things in general there when you're watching these things. See the arrow down here? They're always action arrows. So if I click that arrow, it will turn into a vertical, it will turn into a vertical equal sign. The arrow means start. The vertical signs means pause. So when you tap the arrow, it does that feature.
97.5 FM. Station 97.3 FM.
Those are some things in general you need to be aware of. They have the
Does
volume
the double arrow
control
go to
on
the
this
next
one.
station?
Yeah, the double arrows take you to the next or previous station. Thanks, Bill. Or you can use 107. Can I move it that way?
100.5 101.5 FM. Station currently unavailable. 103 points 107.1 FM.
Oh, that's cool.
107.3 FM. 107.5 FM. Station currently unavailable. 107.7 FM. Station currently 107.9 FM. Station currently unavailable. 107.1 FM.
Anyway, fun to play with.
Yeah.
Any questions about music? Okay. They added I'm going to switch back to tips here. And by popular demand, whenever I was showing this feature before, there was always the question about, how about my cat? Or how about my dog? It's called facial recognition in your photos. And just a brief review of that. If I go to my photos, and I go to people on the iPad or places, I go to people. And let's go there on my iPhone as well. I go to photos and it says people. And it shows you all the people that you have. Right? Well, they've added a feature called pets. And the way I went to do this is I'm going to go back to my library of recents. I go to all my albums and I go to recents. And I'm going to find a picture of a dog. And the easiest way to do that is to search for it in my pictures, DOG. And I'll do it on my iPad by just tapping the search thing on my iPhone and typing in dog. And I have 28 pictures of dogs here. See them? Now, if you do that on your device and you have, well, if you have a cat, type in cat. Okay? And I happen to have so I like this picture, right? See it? If I pull up on the picture, you see the little icon that appears down here? That's what happened before when you had faces on the picture. I'll do it on the iPhone as well. See the little icon? If you tap that little circle, I already did this once. And you want to add a name to it, right? So I tapped it and I want to add a name to it. And I'm going to add, oops, let me do that again.
Where where are you adding the name?
Okay, let me pick a different dog, so it gives me a different result here. This one, I pull up. It says, name this pet. When you pull up and you tap that little circle, it says, name this pet.
We can't see that.
Okay, that's what comes up. Tap the circle.
How do you get the circle to start with?
You pull up on the
iOS
picture.
17.
You have to be on iOS 17.
Oh, okay.
So I open the picture and then I just put my finger. You do it this way. And I pull up on, whoops, not like that, like this. And the little circle appears down here on the right. You tap the little circle, name this pet, and I'm going to call it Fluffy. Right? And I tap next. And it says I'm going to call that dog whenever it shows up anywhere in any of my pictures, I'm going to call it Fluffy. All right. So now when you go back to people, Fluffy's there at the bottom as one of your people.
Okay.
Okay.
When I do it on the iPhone, Bill, there's another circle on the right-hand side, and it says, look up, finds results about the content of your photo from the web, the App Store, nearby locations, and more. You can adjust this setting in settings. What does that mean?
So you opened a picture of Fluffy like so. Is that right?
Yes.
And you pulled up and it said what?
Well, I had two circles, one on the left, which had the dog or whatever the person was. And on the right-hand side, there was another circle, a larger circle. When I clicked on it, it said all kinds of things. You didn't get the second circle?
I didn't get the second circle. That's why I'm, and this is for Fluffy or whatever.
Yeah, I was in my dog. I was with you on dogs and I clicked on a dog picture. It had a person in it. I named the person with the left-hand side circle, but then there's a right-hand side circle.
Well, okay. You're on iOS 16, not 17.
Oh, that could be because I don't think I've updated yet.
Right. So this is 17 now.
So it goes away at 17.
It won't have the picture of the puppy or the dog or the cat in the little circles in iOS 16. And I've updated to 17, so I'm not sure what the other circle is.
Update to 17.
No, it looks like a dog's paw.
Okay.
It might be. I've identified a dog in that picture as well. But that's the general term for dog, right? That's the general dog, not Fluffy the dog.
Yes, that's what I was doing. It was under dog, but I took a picture of one of the dog pictures and it had a person in it. So the person came up in the circle and I named the person.
Right.
Now I can't name the dog.
Right. You can't name the dog in 16.
Is that what you're saying? Okay.
Yeah.
I believe that's what it's saying. And all right. One more tip. Oh, you're making dinner and it says, you know, making coffee and it says 4 minutes till the coffee's ready, right? Because you're doing a French press. So you say, set time, you get Siri up and you say, hey Siri, set timer for 4 minutes.
4 minutes, counting down.
So now you've got Siri counting down 4 minutes. Something happens where you have to have another timer. You need something for 20 minutes from now. I got to call Bill or send a note to somebody. You have to bring up the clock. And it says, see how it says timers 3 minutes and 30 seconds there? But you can say, see the plus sign at the top. I want to add another timer. And this one's for, I'm going to make it 1 minute. And I click start. So now I've got 2 timers running. And before you could not do that. So in 52 seconds or 51, 50, 49, 48, right? I'll get an alarm and do whatever I had to do in 1 minute. And then when my coffee's done in 2 minutes and 45 seconds, I'll get an alarm telling me that one is done as well.
Is that only with 17 also?
That's in 17 also.
Yeah.
And not in anything lower.
I believe that's true, yes. Although some of these things I found were available before. Here's the 1 minute. Any questions? We covered a lot today.
Yeah, a lot of tips.
So I've got a question for everybody. What do you call a snake that's a little greater than 3.14 meters long?
Dangerous.
What do you call a snake that's a little greater than 3.1 meters long?
Yard snake.
Big snake, long snake.
A
scary
python.
snake.
A python. Barbara got it. All right. A burglar broke into a house one night. He shined his flashlight around looking for valuables when a voice from the dark said, Jesus knows you're here. He nearly jumped out of his skin, clicking his flashlight off and froze. When he heard nothing more, after a bit, he shook his head, turned the light back on, continued. Just as he was pulling the stereo out so he could disconnect the wires, clear as a bell, he heard, Jesus is watching. Freaked out, he shined the light around frantically, looking for the source of the voice. Finally, in the corner of the room, he saw the flashlight beam. When the flashlight beam came to rest on a parrot. Did you say that? He hissed at the parrot. Yep, confessed the parrot. I'm trying to warn you that he's watching you. Burger relaxed. Warn me, huh? Who in the world are you to warn me? He says, I'm Moses, replied the bird. Moses, the burglar laughed. What kind of people would name their bird Moses? The kind of people that would name their Rottweiler Jesus.
Oh,
All right,
good.
everybody.
oh,
Have a great week.
you too, dear.
Thank you, Bill.
All right.
Yeah.
Have a
Hang in
good
there.
week,
Hang in
everybody. I'm hanging
Thank you,
in.
Bill.
Thank you
All right.
very
Thank you, Bill.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Bill.
Bye.
Okay, don't forget the party on Wednesday, everybody.
Oh,
Please sign up. We only have a few. We want a whole lot of people there.
Yeah. Okay. Take care, everybody.
thank
Bye.
you too.
Bye-bye.
Bye.